More like, this is an afterlife, innit? Pretty weird one. Not what I was expecting. More fire, definitely.
Oh, Jesus. No, you're not dead. I am dead, but I'm not dead.
You got a hole in your chest.
It's decorative.
Do you think Richard will mind that I don't love his mother in any way and she doesn't love me?
I think he's got bigger problems on his hands.
Oh, fine. Yes, I don't love your mother, and she never loved me.
Father, I grew up with you. I'm fully aware of this.
That wasn't a successful event.
No.
Ratsnick.
Flawless now, every time.
How long have you been here?
Enough time to master that creation.
Oh my goodness, you're both insane.
I like him.
You need to get out, the pair of you.
Hello!
Hi!
I don't know why we're waving like that.
Because we're on YouTube.
Welcome. Episode 9.
Episode 9?
Episode 9. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm going to quickly give a shout out to our sponsors. This is the bit in the pod in with all podcasts. You just go skip, 15 seconds skip.
But don't skip, because you'll get like a discount code.
Yes.
Yes. Critit UK sponsor the show. They're lovely. You can get 10% off if you go to Critit UK with the code RTDD10. The other thing is to say, all our artwork is done by Holly Hammer. So if
Amazing
you
Holly
want
Hammer.
artwork, go and hit her up. Good Christmas present. Although I imagine she's probably fully booked between now.
Yeah, she's very booked. She did
Christmas.
50% off offer for October, so now she's crazy busy.
Oh, you can have it for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Speaking of love, excellent segue.
Well done. That was great.
Just wanted to say a massive congratulations to friend of the podcast and podcast friend of podcast, Eddie O'Keefe of Budgeons and Dragons, which is an hilarious kind of Dungeons and Dragons piss take, and Sick Canned fame, which is a wonderful thing that tears to pieces crap like How I Met Your Mother. But congratulations to Eddie and his lovely now wife, India, for their marriage. Which is just the most wonderful thing ever.
Congratulations.
And congratulations to the other two hosts of Sick Canned, Emmy and Ollie, on their engagement. We're very excited. Ollie Ryder, who you might remember, occasionally comes on to play Enrico Fernandez.
Ta-da!
Yeah, congratulations, guys. Well done.
We love love.
We love love.
We do love
We do
love.
love love.
Oh, well done, everyone. I was going to say, so I know what we really don't say enough, which is what you're supposed to say on a YouTube or podcast, which is, please could you subscribe
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
and comment.
There are
Yes,
so
please
many
comment.
of you watching, and we can see you watching.
We know you're there.
We get the analytics, we know you're watching. So hit the subscribe.
And like.
Yeah,
like it.
and like it.
Comments are
comment. Alright.
lovely for the algorithm. The algorithm loves a comment.
And
Yeah.
our
We do too.
validation
Yeah, I was gonna
really
say.
likes it as well.
Really good for the ego.
Yeah.
What's
Right,
your favourite quote from the episode?
Yes, please.
today's going to be.
Ooh.
What was that? What did you accuse me of with the gnomes, the little pixies?
Exponential.
Oh, you guys! If you wanted information today,
Exposition.
this is the episode.
Exponential
Nothing but
fixes.
exposition.
Okay, cool.
Those are always the best episodes.
Really selling the episode.
No, it's just role play heavy. It's going to be a role play heavy episode, and it's
Which
going
is
to be
where we
twists
thrive.
twists and turns and plot and all sorts of cool stuff.
We're just warming up for what's happening next weekend.
We've got
Ooh.
family stuff to sort out.
Oh God,
Right, well we're not. We're going to another part of the.
should we introduce ourselves?
We have to do that. I'm so sorry. We should have started with that. Sorry, guys.
This is Paul's birthday weekend.
The thing is, I haven't really drunk a lot because I'm old and we had a baby, so I'm tired. But I'm just tired. But I've had a lovely time. So I'm Paul. I'm the DM.
I'm Moa. I'm playing Lox Luca Maximum Mernig, Gnome, ? And also Blue, human, fighter rogue, and badass.
Hi, I'm Stephen. I am playing the Von Ryder twins. There is Lahan, the half-elf monk, and Rothgon, the tiefling sawlock. Yes, they're twins.
Hi, I'm Tony, and I'm playing Orianna, the tiefling rogue, and Von Ryder?
Question mark, question mark, question mark.
I'm Joy Amy, and I don't have weird family backstory shit. I'm playing
That you know of.
That I know of.
You're a Von Ryder too.
Carousel Morn, the Dragonborn Paladin, and her chromatic hound, Gregory McFluffypaws.
And I'm Luke, and I'm playing Ratsnick, the mostly deep-known necromancer, and his horde of zombies.
Nice. So we're going to start on a boat south of the plug hole, heading to an island called Lycentai. On this boat was travelling Loch Smyrnig, and they've just hauled ashore a rather damp looking elf. And yeah, Lahan we discovered was just on this desert island after the events of From the Ashes, and
His lonely purgatory of death.
and he still thinks he's dead.
He still thinks he's dead, he's convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've just met face to face. And I think your last line to Lox was a fairly devastating one. I don't know if that's where you want to. I don't know if that's where you want to pick up.
I love how you respond to Lahan, no matter what character you are.
Maybe that says more about Lahan than it does about anyone else.
That's great.
So yeah, let's start with. I mean, Stephen, if you just want to lead in with that line,
Yeah.
as if it's previously, and then we're into.
Gosh,
that line.
yeah, because I met your sister there. She's dead too. So maybe we can go find her. Maybe she's here somewhere.
Wait, Lily's dead?
Think so. Like, she went and fought, like, a god. So chances are she's probably dead, innit?
Lily fought a god?
Yeah, well, first of all, she destroyed the plug hole with her fishy boyfriend, but not her boyfriend. Then there was wanted posters for her for everywhere for being a murderer. She got into a fight with Krannis. That was the main thing that destroyed the plug hole. Then I went to go and give a message to Shangel, but whilst I was there, I thought I might as well collect the bounty on this evil little gnome murderer. But then turns out she wasn't actually that much a murderer. Like, she did a bit, but not much. Not as much as people were saying she was, anyway. Then we went to the Feywilds. And it was weird.
Right.
And then I died.
And then and Lily died.
Yeah, I reckon so, probably. Everyone did.
You know, most of what you said actually, I mean, it sort of tracks. Lily was quite destructive without really meaning to be.
Yeah, a bit toxic, isn't she?
The least toxic person in existence.
Watch it, buddy. That's my sister. But you were in the Feywilds.
Yeah, it was
What were you
real
doing
weird.
there?
Oh, something to do with her dead friend. A lot of people seem to die around her. Her friend was dead, and we had to go back and make her undead to help her brother. He's dead as well.
Who? Her dead friend's brother?
Yeah, Leviticus or something.
Okay. Did you see her die?
Oh, no. She went into, like, this place within the Feywilds. It was a deeper place.
Okay. So you're not... You don't know for certain that she died?
I'm like 99% sure. Quite smart.
Yes. I'm getting that vibe from you, definitely.
Well, more wisdomous, I'd say.
Right. Lox is just he's gonna find a barrel and or a crate or something and just sit down.
But you're dead because she told me you were dead, and I'm dead. So, like, maybe she's here somewhere.
What do you mean here somewhere?
Well, like, this is an afterlife, innit? Pretty weird one. Not what I was expecting. More fire, definitely.
Oh Jesus. No, you're not dead. I am dead, but I'm not dead.
You got a hole in your chest.
It's decorative.
Decorative hole in the
Maybe I can help here.
Oh, what did you die of?
There's nobody. We're all alive. You're in the realm of the living. We set sail from the plug hole a couple of days ago. We're heading to Lysanti. Mr. Mernig here had a premonition of some sort and said we had to come and save you.
I had a dream. A friend of mine appeared and told me that I needed to go to this island, and he was quite cryptic, which is unlike him. Normally he's quite upfront, direct. And yes, we found you.
And I'm alive.
Yes.
Wow, I'm questioning everything I've ever knew about myself.
I'm sure that's difficult for you.
Not gonna take long.
Okay. Goldie.
Yeah.
Can we have some drinks?
That is a good idea.
Come on then. Come with me. Hang on. What's your name?
Lahan.
And you're expecting passage on my ship.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to, how close are we gonna go to Domania?
I'm not going anywhere near Domania, mate. I'm dropping Mr. Mernigier off at Lysanti. Then we've got load up. We're heading back to the plug hole.
What, like, no, I thought I was going to see the mech dragon.
Oh, you will have to get another ship from.
I thought we were going direct. I knew we were making stops, but I thought this was a direct ship to
Yep, definitely.
the mech dragon.
They're definitely related.
You spoke to Joe, didn't you?
What?
Joe is really fucked up here. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. Oh, I mean, he's my son, but he's a fucking moron. No, you're going to have to get a boat, ship from Lysanti, probably to... Oh, I don't know, probably, I'm thinking, where could you get... Rankagar. Rankagar, not far, short boat trip. Then they're always doing trades with the dwarves.
Rankagar is a place.
Right, it's an island. Yeah, it's we're going to a small group of islands.
Wait.
New archipelago.
Okay.
Met dragons and dwarfs.
Well, yes, so this situation you see before you is not normally how I present myself to the world, and it's limited, apparently, in terms of what it can do to keep me not dead. And I need to go and see the mech dragon, because apparently they can help me in some way.
Mech dwarves and stuff they're not great. They're like bad. They're like proper bad. They're like real evil.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
massively.
Goldie here's great.
Oh, right.
Now, son, look, I can see from the perspective of some folks that their penchant for being a little holier than thou might make them seem a bit...
Well, I'll just put it this way. I know a lot of tieflings.
Oh, they fucking hate tieflings.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's an issue.
But-
yeah.
Mr. Lux here, I don't know what he is. Apart from a damn good laugh. We have had some times, Mr.
It's
Lard.
been a grand time, Goldie. And also, I don't want to make assumptions of you, but you don't seem to be a tiefling?
Not completely. A little bit.
A little
bit.
Okay.
A little bit. Then
Now-
he looks over at Goldie and is like...
Now, come. We can all be friends on this ship. Don't worry, Lux, I'll get you to the southern wastes. And Mr. Lahan here can travel wherever he wants when we get to Lysanti.
Yes, well, I'm going to have words with whoever comes up with your, I don't know, travel schedule and publicity, because
Don't worry,
I
I'm
was
going to fucking have Joe's bollocks for this.
I was advertised a direct journey, and I don't appreciate having to make extra stops. I paid top dollar, whatever those are.
Well, I can't go any further. It's just a little ship, innit? The rough sea's going south. You want a big old boat? Look, why don't you three come for dinner with me? We'll crack open the good wine.
Well,
Is it vegan approved?
It's made of grapes, mate.
That's approval enough, yeah, that'll do.
it's liquid. You drink it. Well,
Come on. And they exit the scene. Exit scene.
yeah.
And camera pans away from the
Left.
ship.
So, everyone apart from Luke can roll the damn dice. So if you're new to the podcast, it's a real weird place to join. But if you are new, this is them discovering who's going to have to give us a little recap of what happened last week.
I got a 6.
I got a 5.
Oh.
I got a 19.
Oh, thank fuck for that, because it's been me the past like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I got an 11.
Nice. Tone.
I don't know, watch the last episode. No, I'm kidding, of course. So, last week, I should know because I edited this like a few days ago, the last episode. So, we started off with I think we started off with Lux and Lahan again.
Mm-hmm.
And Lahan had made a little place for himself to go insane on an island.
For 4 hours.
Made some trees that looked like some people he knew, including one of Rothgon that was beaten a little bit. Then a ship comes in, and this ship has Locks on it. And they have a lovely little meeting, and Lahan tells Locks in a very, very unsensitive way that his sister's dead. And then we cut over to the rest of the Justice League, and we have just Gridorus, played by the wonderful Shiv, who joined us last week, got trapped under a portcullis. We managed to save him. However, one of the members of our party doesn't remember anything that happened last week because some earpieces falling out because they got possessed right at the beginning of the episode, and no one realised, which from the discussions we've had coming up to the stream today, very much not over that. And then we enter a room, we see 2 mind flayers and an elder brain in the middle in this like tank of water. It's all chained up, and we decide we're going to try and sneak over. Unfortunately, Rothgon was speaking a little too loudly, and Paul rolled a nat 20 on his perception check, so they heard us, which started a fight. We just about managed to get through that fight and defeat the 2 mind flayers, which then joined the elder brain. Morn went down, but we managed to get her back, so it was okay, because I believe rolled another nat 20 on the death save, so she managed to come back with 1 hit point. So she's a little bit worse for wear. So the gang come to the end of the thing, open another door, and there are 2 safes either side. One has a library in it with a font full of blood, and the other is an empty room with a massive crystal in the middle that looks very, very similar to one that was in the Tower of the Seven that they tried to steal back in season 1. We go into the Rothgon decides to go into the library to have a look because he's a big book guy, and he finds like the daddy book of all books, which eats his Book of Shadows, eats his grimoire, which is giving him all these like really badass spells, and becomes the book, the only book. We do not do poly with books.
We don't do poly with books.
Orianna comes in, but no one else is able to. Only Orianna and Rothgun can come into this room. Orianna comes into the room, and that's when we realise.
Dun dun dun!
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Orianna is related to Rothgun and is a Von Ryder.
Somehow.
And in the room, there is also some sketchings of the children that have been stolen from her by Harkness, and they have all these sorts of scribblings in Infernal. Luckily, she can read Infernal because she's a tiefling, and there's words on there such as grandmother, grandchildren, Jinn, lycanthropy, and lycanthropy. Obviously, she tries to scream for blue, and blue's off on one because it's not really blue. It's not really blue at all. It's this possession. Blue opens another door. On the side of the door, it's Harkness Von Ryder. And our friend Gridorus just runs because he's got a dimension door, so he just leaves. Just leaves us in the shit. Thanks, Shiv.
To be fair, I partly come up with a character. I would do the same.
Yeah, no, I do the same. Fair play. Love you, Shiv. And yeah, that's where we ended our thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how good that of a recap
That was
was.
excellent.
It felt like it was all over the place.
Hit the main, a lot of the main, more main information than people normally do. So well done. So yeah, the four of you are confronted with Harkness. Harkness has just flung Blue across the room you're in,
Oh yeah.
and he stood in the room with you. Welcome to Castle Dominance. Welcome home, son.
Hi, Dad.
Morn is growling, like grinding her teeth, because obviously you've just thrown Blue across the room, but she's also aware of the whole situation.
Yeah.
She's not completely stupid.
Yeah, and if Rothgon notices that he's just going to be, he won't even say anything, he'll just be like shaking his head like, don't pick this fight.
Ow.
Orianna's
You're welcome.
Orianna's gonna help Blue up.
Ah, Orianna, nice to see you, Blue.
What the fuck just happened?
Well, I believe that Daddy Rothgon just threw you across the room.
No, but like, since then,
What do you mean since
do you
then?
mean?
like, what just happened? Just now.
Well,
you
when we
know.
thought they're mind flayers.
And
Well,
the
that was
elder
it,
brain
really. And the elder brain.
in the room behind us.
More nearly died.
Yeah.
I'm quite wounded.
How did you forget all of this?
Forget it. It wasn't me. What are you talking about?
Did you hit your head quite hard?
No, I wasn't fucking there. What you?
Father, what are you doing to her?
No. It wasn't me. You were possessed.
I was possessed, and none of you fucking noticed.
Well,
In fairness, we were fighting a big squishy brain.
and you were being a bit of an erratic bitch. So how are we to know?
We are gonna have a word, mister. Like, there is only so many times you can be insulting when I'm just, like, at the will of random fucking beasts.
I mean, in all fairness, the Sakori Quarry, tricky beast, and you are in fact a bitch. Like,
Oh my god.
Rothgon, you may need to hold me back, please. Hold me back.
Right,
Blue is gonna be like,
hang on.
Knuckles.
You're one of the Sisters of the Night.
Well, yes.
You're a female dog.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yes. Oh, that's good, actually.
Yeah,
That's
Gotcha,
to be
yeah,
fair.
nice.
I do not understand.
Father, you mentioned something about refreshments. Dinner, perhaps?
I did not mention anything of the sort, but trust you and your stomach. Come. And he turns and starts to leave the room.
Your dad's a bit of a prick, isn't he?
Yeah, that's putting it lightly.
I'm
God,
surprised Orianna hasn't mentioned her children, and he just carries on.
Well, he's not really giving us a chance to get a word in edgeways. You're all talking about yourself, which...
He's gone, he's left the room.
Oh,
Well,
God, what father like son.
Richard is following. He's like, to be fair, she doesn't really think they have it.
Yeah, she's gonna try and run over and meet him. Yeah, what? Yeah, what are you doing with my kids? Why have you got them? Why have you got drawings in them in that library room? And what? Yeah, what the hell's your deal, man?
I'll answer all the questions. I wanted you here. This seemed like a good way to get you here.
So you use them as bait?
Have you not heard
Well, I
about
guess-
the letter writing?
I assume you killed those banshees.
Yeah.
we
Hate those banshees.
Oh, there is one of them.
It seemed like a kill two birds with one stone sort of a...
Oh, yeah. Well, there was one of them who did go free. So
Oh, for fuck's sake, I've been coming here demanding all sorts of... Okay, well, that's fine. We'll deal with that when that happens.
you'll deal with that when that happens.
If you, as you are chatting to Harkness, you notice that you've entered another big circular room. There are more, so you've come up some steps. There are more, there are another 4 sets of steps going down off of this room and 1 going up. And as you sort of listen, you can hear all sorts of noises, ghostly, bestial, coming from the steps down, and it appears he probably has, where you've been is only one of the many dungeons he's keeping all sorts of awful things in. And in the middle of this room is a huge copper tank full of murky green water.
Right, so if you're saying that you're just using these kids, my kids, as bait just to get me here, then where are they? I want to see them right now, and I want to make sure that you have
that's where we're going. We're gonna have some dinner. You know me too well.
Yeah. Well, is Mother around?
Oh, your mother.
What?
Well, it's a long story. She says I've got a bit. Well, you know what she's like. She says I can't keep keeping things in the basement and fortifying myself here. And she says I've got a bit. And she's gone. Not gone.
She's just not around.
Formally, we're still all is well.
Oh shit, Morn, are you okay?
Morn is just coughing up some blood. Don't mind me. I'm just going to cough to death in the corner. No.
Have you got anything to heal her? I mean, it was your masters that did this.
Hang on.
I'm happy to heal her.
Hang on. She's going to lick her wounds basically and cast aid, which only gives her 5 hit points, but for the next 8 hours. But she'll hold her together.
Harkness is
die.
You healed yourself for 20 HP. Use your lay on hands.
She used it on me as well.
Yes. Yeah, that was before
That
I
was
went
before
down.
she went down.
No,
No,
was
a
it?
long
No,
rest.
that was after.
No,
The
because it would have
mind flayer.
automatically.
The Star Vampire.
Oh,
It
I
would,
just remember.
yeah, it would automatically update on
Harkness,
here.
so Harkness comes over to you, and he goes to take your hand gently. He goes to take it as if like a gentleman would take a lady's hand,
This is strange. Okay.
and he goes to kiss your hand.
You're a strange man.
As he does, he sucks the remaining blood off of your.
That
And-
is. You should ask permission before you do that.
And he licks. He's like you. Suddenly, you see his eyes grow dark, and his fangs grow, and his face sort of. And he heals you for 25 HP.
I'm sort of not okay with this, but sort of okay.
Welcome to Castle Dominance.
Okay, Mum's not around. Where's Mitzi?
Have you seen this?
What?
And he turns to the tank behind him.
No, what's this?
This you see as you're looking. This huge snake-like leviathan thing swirling around in the tank, and as you're looking, you suddenly feel your mind's being probed. And I'd like you all to tell me your character's deepest desire. Starting with Blue.
Blue's deepest desire is to be the leader of her team and just being the most powerful fighter and champion of those who need her help, and also her parents seeing her as this strong, powerful, leaderly woman, and accepting her as that, and her being able to say, I don't give a fuck.
You stole my one. Yeah. Richard.
Parent issues in D&D, what?
Yeah. We obviously the elder brain poked around in his head a little bit last week, and a lot of his desires are based around creating power, capturing it in many different forms, and being able to wield it. It's all to live up to the Von Ryder name. He wants to be the most powerful Von Ryder that's ever been. Which is hard when your dad's 1,000 years old. But yeah, it all comes down to that same thing of being worthy of the family name and having the respect of your parents as an individual being of great, magnificent power.
Orianna's greatest desire is just to see all of the people who she's looked after in the Sea Mist Flotilla for like all of the years that she's been doing that, and just seeing them succeed and have this like really go on to lead like good, successful lives and just be happy and not be living in a commune in the arse end of the plug hole, and maybe actually start to do something with her life that isn't just like putting herself putting other people before her, like maybe try and actually travel the world and see different things. It isn't the arse end of the plug hole, basically.
Morns is to live in a nice village, kind of a large, like a little town, big village, seeing her friends, directing little Amdram productions, and basically being the person in the village that everyone turns to when they need help. Basically, to have community.
She's the fireman Sam.
I just see her in her full plate, but with a fireman's helmet.
Oh. Very good, very useful. Come. And Harkness starts heading up the one and only set of stairs that heads up.
I just feel I must give everyone a heads up that passing over thoughts and giving over blood and stuff, it's just kind of a thing that's going to happen here without a lot of consent, and it's just normal here.
I do not mind the consuming of blood. I do it myself. I had a nice spicy hot drink. But I would just like a little bit of a heads up before somebody starts sucking it like directly for me. I feel like there should be some kind of at least a, would you mind if I suck your blood, please? Because I'm most likely to say yes.
I mean, we're in his house now.
Okay. I do not know what that means, but I will just nod and smile. Okay.
Can you all roll a perception check for me?
That is 11.
17.
15.
7.
So, Orianna and Blue, you, as you see Harkness disappear, you notice that sort of around the corners of this room are these tiny little Kotoa, little sort of fish people who have got who seem to be clutching little green bottles, and you see that actually the walls are covered in these bottles of green liquid.
Blue is gonna whisper over to Orianna. Can you see the fish people holding all the random green liquid?
Yeah. What's with the green liquid?
Rudimentary guess, maybe the creature in there takes your deepest desires and he's collecting them.
Alright, normal stuff then.
Yeah.
As you look, as Rathgon says, that you see that around this copper tank are little taps.
Yeah, most people just bring flowers or a tray bake. No, my dad expects your greatest desires.
I don't. How does he know my greatest desire? Like, I'm not really sure about my greatest desire. I've never really sat down and contemplated it, if I'm truly
That
honest.
creature there will take it, even if you don't think you know what it is.
Well, it might change depending on my life experiences, so bully for him, because it might not be the same in a few more weeks.
Yes, you are the kind of person that's a completely different person the next day. Rob keeps
You are
walking.
treading on thin ice, my friend.
God, he gets near his big strong dad and he gets all cocky, doesn't he?
I know, right?
Absolutely.
I have just realised something. Would the creature have been able to take Grigory's deepest desire? Because he wasn't
Is it a biscuit?
invisible. Probably Morn's greatest desire is a biscuit.
Yeah.
He would have been able to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Go on then.
Grigory's greatest desire is to find a pack
Oh.
and go across, doing murdering and
There we
It
go.
was really wholesome until...
and maiming in a group. That's pretty much what he's down for.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. There's a Big Bang Theory where Sheldon's mother gets them all to pray for stuff.
Yep.
And Raj prays for something really weird, and his mum goes, "I'd have prayed for the talking to girls thing." That feels like I feel like that's Grigory's. Why did he not pray to be braver? But that's fine.
Well, maybe having a pack would make him feel brave.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Very good. Very good.
So yeah, Rothgon will now walk off to follow his father after the burn he just got from Orianna.
The rest of you?
Yeah, Morn is gonna hang around the back of the group, but we kind of will be walking towards. But she wants to stay in that position just to make sure that they're not going to get attacked from the rear.
Orianna's going to be right as in front as she can be, just because he's taking her to see the kids and she wants to make sure they're okay. So as soon as she can see them, the better.
Yeah, same.
Cool. Yeah. So you come up some stairs and now you sort of leave what is the dungeons and you're into the main corridors of the castle. And this castle is huge. There are bits of it Rothgon's never been to, bits he's been to once or twice and probably has vague memories of. This is this is a central corridor, and you know that it leads down to Harkness's wing and Harkness's area of the castle. And Harkness is heading off. As you follow him, what you notice is what you all notice is it's dark and it's gloomy and it's cold. And the three of you think, well, this is a Gothic castle. But for Rothgon, it feels weird. It feels like, where are the servants? Where are the people? Where is everyone? It's normally bustling with death.
Yeah. Is Harkness in sight, or...?
He's, probably like 5 meters ahead of you.
Fine. So, Rothgon will just go up. Dad, I was asking, where is Gangam? Is she here?
She must be. She appears for some meals. I guess she's still here somewhere, rattling around.
So Mum didn't take her with her?
Your mother take her mother? It doesn't seem likely, does it?
No, that's not very likely at all.
Your mother's in the city. She's doing politics.
Where's everyone? Where are the skelly maids and anyone else? Like,
when I call, they come. They seem to look. There's one. And you see in the distance the skeleton, like looking and then disappearing up her corridor. They seem to scuttle off. It's fine.
Okay. If Gamgam's around, I think it'd be good to ask her some questions. Why Orianna can undo the blood magic?
Yeah, what's that about? Am I your daughter or something?
You're not my daughter.
Thank fuck. No offence, mate.
But I think it's best we speak.
You are one of the family, though.
I think it's best we speak to Mitzi. She's been around long enough, she'll know.
She's your grandma?
Yeah, she's my mother's mother.
Right.
I'm going to start writing down the names Gam, Mitzi.
Well,
these are all good Days of Our Wives' names.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's Mitzi, Matilda Von Ryder. She used to be head of the church, but now she's my Gam.
And mine, apparently.
Yes.
Could be.
Although I'm not... It'd be interesting to see if Mitzi's pleased to see you or not.
Well, is it Aunt Tabitha? Did she have a child that she just...
Oh, no, it was your mother.
Okay, you seem quite chill about that.
It was before. Well, no, it wasn't.
Wait, how old are you?
Oh, God. I don't really know, to be honest.
This is a question.
I don't...
In context, I think it's okay.
I don't know how old I am, really, because I've never had a birthday. I don't really know how old I am because...
You youngsters probably don't know. Some people, he's still striding off, and he's sort of talking to no one.
But rushing to keep up whilst also having crisis.
People marry for love.
Not always.
No, not here.
No?
No, well, not these. The tieflings have got all sorts of airs and graces and ideas. So, I don't think your mother... That was it. She had a baby with, one of those other vampire... the tiefling, you know, the other tiefling family, the important ones.
The De Greaves?
Yes, the De Greaves. Mitzi hates the De Greaves. Couldn't have the two together. So, the baby...
Uncle Olivier?
Turned into a duck.
Wait.
Oh, I do like a dragonborn. They're delightfully dim, aren't they?
So...
Blue will grab Morn's arm. He's like, easy, I've been called a bitch a multiple number of times.
So...
You can hold this.
So, before you came along, Mum was with Olivier de Greaves.
Well, I was in the picture.
Kinky.
Well, you know,
You hadn't become exclusive just yet. You hadn't had the talk.
now,
Rotations.
blue. And he sort of takes blue to one side.
Blue will just I kind of imagine you going around with
Yeah.
and just...
Do you think Richard will mind that I don't love his mother in any way and she doesn't love me?
I think he's got bigger problems on his hands.
Oh, fine. Yes, I don't love your mother. And she never loved me.
Father, I grew up with you. I'm fully aware of this.
Oh, fine. Well, so Mitzi thought I'd be a better match than the de Greaves fellow due to
Right.
my, you know, awesome cosmic powers.
So, instead... So...
Well,
So-
female, you know...
Mum got
you
it
might
on...
not know this, ladies, but here they're very enlightened, and it's the ladies that rule, and it's a matriarchal succession. So Orianna here would have been, well, the most important woman in the plug hole in Domania, I suppose.
Well, that's right, you would have been.
So Mitzi wanted her killed.
Naturally.
Gam.
So I think she's going to be pretty pissed off if she meets me then.
But
Well, she's got a bit dotty.
She was always really open-minded. I mean, she was the only one that liked Lahan. She tried
That
to feed
is
him
odd,
blood.
I
That's
do-
why he has this strange diet where he doesn't eat things.
Oh.
To make him a bit more... Because he wasn't very...
He's doing quite...
Podcast listeners. Vampire impression. I'm not sure what the ears were.
Horns.
Oh, horns.
Now, look, you can't hold it against
Oh, God.
Mitzi. You were a
I'm related to
complication.
Lahan.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
yes, half brother, half sister. I hope you haven't done anything
Oh.
Leia-esque.
He's so fucking annoying.
She said fucking, I nearly had a heart attack there. Okay, good.
Wait, yeah, because you know Lahan.
Unfortunately, yes, I do, yeah.
Yeah, so, your brother.
Oh, God.
This is nice. It is nice to find you have family. One does not really have family. Must be nice. You have brothers. You have a Gam. She tried to have you killed, but it's, you know.
Now you can't hold that against her. It was complicated. It was more of a political decision than anything personal. If it's any relief, your mother has never gotten over it.
Oh, good.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Well, she was fine as far as mothers go, but she was just quite cold and busy all the time and never around much.
I thought you might be quite useful to us in the future, so I didn't kill you.
Great one, Dad.
Good for you.
That's,
You didn't murder an innocent baby.
Of your wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I thank you very much. Harkness flings wide some doors, and
Blue is very frustrated. She only speaks in sarcasm, and none of it's going to work on Harkness.
Genuinely, I think he did take that as a compliment.
So he flings wide some double doors, and you see just this most ornate study, books to the ceiling, a huge table in the middle with 6 chairs around it, and there are all sorts of silver cloches on the table, cups, wine, and you know this is Harkness's study. It doesn't usually have a formal dining table in the middle of it, but everything else has seemed a bit off, and it looks like this is pretty much where Harkness spends 90% of his time in this room. There's a big sort of roaring fire at one end and a few candles. It's fairly, you can't really make out the ceiling.
So I guess you've been holding up in here mostly?
Yes. It's, I haven't seen many people since your mother went to town.
How long has she been out for that pint of milk?
It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Have you been okay? I mean, even for you, you seem a bit... I don't know. fucking crazy.
Well, you've been in the basement.
Yes, we went through the basement.
I've been drawing in all of their powers.
Oh my god.
I can see it, hear everything that happens for 5 miles.
Why would you want to do that? That sounds awful.
It's, well, I have a terrible enemy. I can't leave the castle.
Who's your enemy?
Oh, you are Krannis Darkside.
Oh, not that
Oh
fucker.
my god.
Oh, good, you all hate him.
Well, we weren't going to be enlisted by him. We actually were at one point, but then that didn't end well. We left you some of his diamond dust in the city bank. That could probably be of use to you if you can get out.
Yes, it might be. No, the bank will come to me. It's fine. I'll send one of them.
So
Where are they? And he claps his hands. And these 2 skeletons come in. They're all formally dressed, looking very nervous.
It's as much as a skeleton can feign nerves.
Oh, very nice looking undead dead fellows. Have you ever thought of a career in the theatre?
Oh, don't put ideas in their head. They'll just fall out.
I was thinking they would rattle around.
Yeah, no, they won't. There's nothing. They'll just fall out.
Okay. I don't think he understands humor.
I'm good at humour. I was. Anyway, take us. You've got children.
Yes.
Well, sort of yours.
Adopted. Not, I didn't have them, but...
Well, we'll come on to that, funnily enough. Anyway,
Can we
open
come
the
on?
doors.
Can we get a move on? Because I would like to see him sooner
On
rather
the
than later.
opposite side of the room to where you entered are 2 huge doors, and he pushes the doors open. And on the other side, it is a totally different. It's as if it's a different building. This room is full, head to toe, with toys. It's brightly coloured. There are huge windows looking out across Domania. And you're firstly what you see is a bear comes walking into the room, and a wolf comes walking. They're sort of shorter than a normal were creature, and they leap onto the furniture, and they're play fighting, and then floating into the room comes this girl who Orianna recognises as Flight, and but she's blue. She's never been blue before. She was always a pretty human colour.
I always felt red was a great colour, but people really seem to be going for this blue thing.
The boys are showing off, Mum. And she clicks her fingers, and this power comes from her, batters them, the 2 of them, skidding across the floor to your feet. And at your feet now are a little orc boy, about 13, and a little elf boy. And she says, "Pig dog, you suck at this. I am the greatest." You didn't know I could do this, did you, Mum?
Why are you blue? What's happening? What?
Apparently I've always been blue.
I mean, you haven't.
Grandad Rothgon says I've always been blue.
Rothgon?
Grandad Harkness.
Harkness, sorry. Grandad Harkness says I've always been blue.
Oh, no. He's not your granddad. No, you haven't, because you were not blue. This is the first time I've seen you blue. And you ain't been gone that long.
Well, yes, I am her grandfather.
What?
No.
Adoptively, or...
She was blue before I dropped her off with you, in all fairness.
What the fuck is going on? Right, no, because she's not even... Like, I mean, kids, Flight, that you're not actually my biological daughter, and I'm not your biological daughter.
No.
So, therefore, you're not a grandfather.
No, I am her grandfather.
Wait, you've got other kids. It's not just me and Lahan.
I'm 1,000 years old.
That was quite self-centered of you to assume.
Wow, when you're the one child, plus Lahan, growing up in this castle, you get to be a bit self-centered.
Yes, I've noticed.
Dawn is making notes, like frantically notes. She thinks this is going to be the most amazing finale.
Now, you're looking for a finale.
How did you know this?
I can see and hear everything for 5 miles.
This is good point. Yes, I was just, I thought it looked good, and now I'm back out in the world rather than trapped on island. Instead of making things up in my head, I can take down inspiration. Yes.
Yep, this fucking play is about us.
Flight, go and get that, the funny fellow. Go and get a Ratsnick for me.
Ratsnick!
Ratsnick. Oh, he's your mate, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, okay. What about these? Are you their grandfather as well? And
Yes.
she points at Pagan Dog, also Pagigoth and Hadroth.
Yes.
You got it on with an orc?
I'm their grandfather, not sure.
Well, this
He's
was a half
never been
orc,
the
so
brightest.
Grandfather, there's 2 generations.
someone else might have got
his
it on with an orc.
son
Did
or
I
daughter
get it
got
on
it
with
on
an
with
orc. Then none of these are mine.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Wait, none of these are Lahans, are they?
Ah!
Do you think I'd bring them here if they were Lahan?
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
The bloodline should probably end with him.
No, I've got a...
Poor Lahan.
Now you understand why he's so terrible.
Also, what kind of weird, I don't know, Willy Wonka child catcher combination is this? If we knew what
those
were.
references were.
Yeah.
I don't know. What?
Well,
I'm
this
just saying, we've been on some kind of magical mystery tour of your very sinister castle, and you're kidnapping children who are technically yours that you deposited previously to conveniently then re-kidnap.
Here's Rothgon.
Who's
Rothgon.
I
It's a
Yeah, sorry.
DM.
Here's Ratsnick.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that thing?
Ratsnick!
Hey.
Oh!
I was gonna go up and give him a massive hug.
How big is Ratsnick currently?
He's about 4 foot, 5 foot.
Okay.
Okay, manageable.
Yeah.
A big old Morn hug, picks him up, pat on the back, pops him back
He's
down.
just like limp like a rag doll being shaken around. Yeah, I mean, you made it live. They said you would, but it's fine.
What have you been doing here?
Amazing things.
Did you
should
make
see.
did you make Bodak that was downstairs?
Yeah, like how many are we up to now? And he'll look like over to Harkness.
Oh, he's very good at making bodex. I've been training him a little, like the kids.
Yeah, no more of that nonsense
I mean,
in the tower. Like,
But
nailed
I
it.
mean, they've got it. They already had it in them. Obviously, I mean, I had to infect the boys a little. But look at them now.
Infect them? Infect them with what?
Well, I mean, infect is a
Like
strong
lycanthropy, clearly. They agreed beforehand, right?
Of course they did.
Of course, you turn around to a teenage boy and say, "Do you want to be a werewolf?"
Well, you should have seen the shit they were living in before. Now they live here.
I was trying, okay?
Oh, you did well. That's why I left them with you.
Grigorgi is like licking your hand, but he's still like invisible. He's probably got a very wet hand right now.
He's just gonna like look around, try and focus, and then just bang and like grab him right, like there's a big hug to this dog's neck, and then just let go.
Did I hear that right? You've been making multiple Bodaks.
Like perfectly.
Perfectly.
Perfectly
No more
under
than
your
a-
control.
Yeah.
Because after that shit you pulled back on the island,
Yeah.
that wasn't a successful event.
No.
Ratsnick.
Flawless now, every time.
How long have you been here?
Enough time to master Bodak creation.
Oh my goodness, you're both insane.
I like him.
You need to get out, the pair of you.
Have you been outside at all in the last few days?
We've got beautiful gardens here.
We did.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm not. I think someone look after them, and one of the skeletons just goes. But oh, good. We still do.
Okay. The snowy graveyard was my favourite.
What? I think Take a seat, and I'll try and explain.
In the nursery? Or...
No, around the table.
Right,
I've had
okay.
the table brought in here. It seemed easier for me to eat here than to go to the dining room.
How far
It's
away
been
is the
quite
dining
quiet.
room?
Oh, it's away. It's how long do you think? 5-minute walk?
it's a good 5-7 minutes. It's Mother's side of the castle.
Right. Well.
We packed that side up when she went into town.
To be honest, she's probably locked it up. None of us are
Okay,
getting it.
you've said into town to do politics. Do you have any kind of more specific idea?
Have
of
you
what
not,
you're-
Richard, have you not told them your mother runs Domania?
Yes, they're fully aware.
Well, there you go.
But doing Oh,
I don't know. It's politics. I mean, it's piffling stuff compared to what I have for you to do.
Morn would like to take Rothgon slightly to one side and say, Daddy Rothgon is not quite as terrifying as I was expecting. In fact, he seems a little bit cuckoo.
Yes. I guess after 1,000 odd years, you just do go a bit cuckoo. I think, whilst my parents were never in love with each other, they were a good union of balance. So if Dad was getting a bit crazy, Mum could ground him a little bit more, and if she was being a bit of a heinous cold bitch, he would bring out some joy in her. She might let off a smirk or something, and then but I guess he's a bit out of whack with her not around.
Well, as long as he's not going to start, ducking everybody.
Well, Ratsnick's here, so there's always a risk of that.
You don't worry, you're quite important to me. Take a seat and I'll explain.
Oh, good. Story time from the child catcher.
Do you sit down?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And grab their most fullest looking glass of blood or wine or both.
I hate to do some D&D
Go
mechanics, but as it's quite a nice situation,
Yep.
can Grigori appear?
Oh, yeah.
Cool, I'm just going to roll to see
Okay.
what colour he is. He's a 3, which means that Grigori he's a brass colour.
Ah.
It's brass colour.
And Gregory appears and he's just lying in front of the fire.
Aww.
He's having a lovely time.
He's happy now Ratsnick's back.
Yes. And as you sit down, Harkness just sort of flings his fingers towards you, and all of you feel sleep just take you, like it's unstoppable, and you're all unconscious. And then, while you're unconscious, you seem to see, you hear a voice, and it says, "You have been chosen." And Rothgon, this brings you all the way back to that first moment when you met Jenny, and you had a dream, and there was that voice from heaven saying, "You have been chosen." And this is the first time you realise that it was Harkness. And as you hear this, you see Harkness coming into view, and Harkness is talking to a very tall, very stern-looking tiefling woman. Rothgon will recognise her as his mother, Zila, and she's been pleading with him, and he says, "He must be tested. He'll return, I'm sure. He probably won't die. He's gonna be a great hero."
Oh. Thanks, Mum.
And then the sort of scene changes, and you can see Harkness, and he's talking to a necromancer, and you, three of you, I'm trying to remember who recognised, three of you recognise the necromancer as the necromancer you killed outside.
Bar with no name.
The bar with no
So,
name.
oh, yeah.
And the
No, so it's a
necromancer
Ratsnick.
is in this cell, in the brig, in the plug hole, and as you're watching, Harkness projects a picture onto the wall of Lahan, and of Rothgon, and of the bar with no name. And as you're looking on, the picture changes. Harkness is still there, but everything else is sort of replaced with, again, what Rothgon recognises as the throne room in the castle, and there is a huge orc that you three will recognise as Gorf. And Harkness is just says to him, "Test him." And Gorf just turns around and walks out as he's agreed, and he's leaving the room. And as you're looking on, you see Harkness talking to a dragonborn. and Toad woman, and you immediately recognise them to be Kay and Rana Kane, and you are in Kay's home, and Harkness is showing them a picture of a much, much younger Blue. Ooh. I've skipped too far down my notes. I was all going somewhere.
It's fine, we can just let it soak in for a bit.
We can't cope with it. Please.
Yeah, we're all everyone's in silence, but Paul. Has jaws literally on the floor.
And then you're back in this room in the study, but you're not there. The table's not there. There's a desk in the middle of the room, and there are two mind flayers. And Harkness is projecting a picture of Lahan, and these two mind flayers seem to understand exactly what he's told them to do, and they leave the room. Then you're back. You're out of that room, and you see Harkness is on a sort of a beach somewhere in the plug hole in a sort of it's a sort of beach, but behind him is a mangrove forest. And as he's walking along, you see that he finds a tiny blue dragonborn. He picks this baby dragonborn up, and he's holding it, and he walks, and the scene changes, and he walks into a battlefield, or a sort of a field. It's not a battlefield, but it's the sort of
An encampment?
The encampment, that's right. And you just see him handing the dragonborn to some human soldiers. And as he does that, the scene around you changes to an old wooden shack outside the plug hole. And you can see Harkness sat at a bar talking to a half-orc, Gary Brielle, and on the bar, at the bar next to him is a very drunk Lox Mernig. And Harkness is saying something to him that you can't quite make out. Then you see him, you see this big picture of this huge castle that only Ratsnick would recognise as the college where he trained. And you can see a room, and in the room is a big cauldron, and a young, unscarred Ratsnick and another Deep Gnome are there, and the Deep Gnome is very excited. He's convinced that he's done everything right to perfect the spell they've been working on for years. But you can see hiding at the back of the room is Harkness, and he's muttering an incantation, and you can see that he is affecting in some way the magic that they're trying to cast, and there's a big explosion, and you see Harkness suddenly transform into quite an old woman, and he's walking through the streets of the plug hole, and you see Blue, as you know Blue to be, and he goes to Blue, and he says, the old woman says, "Could you help me, please? Could you save my young friend? He's called Grongle, and they've taken him. He's in that temple. Please rescue him." And you are transported out of the plug hole, and you're in front of this huge dragon. And worshipping it, we're around the dragon worshipping it, all these little kobolds. The kobolds finish worshipping and they leave the arena, and in enters Harkness. Harkness mutters some words, and the dragon dies.
Just dies.
Harkness takes on the form of a beast, and you can see him killing kobold after kobold. And he just looks, and he sees one single kobold cowering in a corner, and he says, "Very good." And with that, you wake up.
How are you doing up there, Matt?
I have a tear for Portacage.
You fucking manipulative bastard.
Well, parents for you, innit?
Well, you want to be a powerful warrior, a leader. How do you think they're made? Not by sitting in your ivory castle in the Grey Lakes.
I never wanted to sit in my ivory castle in the Grey Lakes.
And
Why do you think I left?
I have set you free. And you, son, you want power? Do you think I got this amount of power by sitting in a drafty castle? No, no, no. You have not even seen the terrors that I have seen.
It's just...
And Orianna here, she'd be dead without me. I placed her in the plug hole and I've been giving her children. That's all she desires. And as for this dragonborn...
Morn's been like staring at the floor, and she's going to get out of her chair. She is going to stomp over to Harkness, and she is going to stand there for a couple of seconds, and then she's going to very suddenly spring on him with a massive hug. You helped me find my family. Thank you, Mr. Rothgon's father, daddy person.
Call me Harkness. You're more than welcome.
Thank you, Harkness. And then she's going to like turn tail and come back to her seat and sit down. She's completely shell-shocked.
And Ratsnick, would you have had it any other way?
Nah. Like, this is pretty good. So be it.
So, you had a load of grandkids, and instead of looking after them and making sure they had nice lives, you dumped them on me, with me, because you thought that that's what I wanted.
Now, here were my options. Your other half-brother is an arsehole.
Yep.
He is the worst. Have you ever met a changeling before?
A changeling?
Yeah, they can look like anything they want.
I mean,
That's sort of how I ended up with his mother. Imagine a changeling with my DNA. He's not a good guy.
Oh my god!
You haven't.
He's not that guy.
Okay.
He's worse than that guy. So he didn't want them. The mothers didn't want them. I couldn't bring them here. Your mother, well, not your mother and Mitzi. They not
It
keen.
has to present a united front. Yes, tieflings are free to do and fuck and have children with whoever they want, but when it comes to the prime family, we have to present that ideal to people. Even though it's not an ideal we believe in, it's weird, but it's what we have to do. So
my entire life has been kind of conducted, puppeteered,
Yeah.
thank you, because you wanted to keep up appearances.
Oh no! You, I was supposed to kill you.
No, you've been pushing us together for a reason. You've been building your own unit, what you believed you were doing. You both. It was you all along. Why?
Well, let me tell you a story.
I'm not getting sent to sleep.
No.
again.
I've rehearsed. Don't worry. He literally starts talking as if he has memorised his speech. Many years ago, a great desolation came upon the lands. All of this, there wasn't just islands before, it was land as far as you could see it. And it tore the continent to pieces and created the 1,000 Islands. And there was a brave group. Some call them the Phoenix of Florencia, although that was just one of our number. There was a fella called Arian who was the Phoenix of Florencia, but they sort of mixed people. You know what they're like. Anyway, I digress. Where was I? Oh yes, Phoenix of Florencia. Although he was but one of our number, and we tried to stop the desolation and the man behind it in the process, and all but I perished. Or so I thought. I thought we had destroyed my enemy, stopped the desolation, but all my friends had died. It's only in recent years, I mean before you were born, but recent for me, that I discovered that my adversary was not dead. Neither were all of my companions. And the desolation was not defeated. It merely lay dormant. Now my old foe rises, as does the desolation. When I discovered this, I searched the 1,000 Islands for heroes like those of ages past, but none could be found. Those with power used it for their own greedy ends, and those with good hearts were weak, did not stand up to test the testing. So I set about training a team of heroes who could do what we could not. Kill Crannis Darkside, as he now calls himself, and reverse the desolation once and for all. Now, you are heroes of some repute, and I thought it was time that I let you in on my machinations.
Was that the end of your story then?
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And worked hard on that. Thank you all.
So the desolation, I've heard that before. There was a book. It was an infernal. Spoke of the goat and the lion. This was some falling out after the desolation.
Yeah, the desolation ripped holes in our plane, and other planes have been were falling through, and there were holes, and we lost almost all touch with the Fey Wilds, and
Yes, about that. We met some pixies. They said that they have been locked out of the Feywilds, that they were managed to escape and they can't get back in.
that sort of desolation related,
Gregory is also he also escaped Feywilds.
chromatic hounds, aren't they wonderful?
He is very good dog, but he had to escape Feywilds, same as the pixies. So he came over here.
Mainly elf stuff, you know what the elves are like, but I think Corellan's a bastard.
Corellin. Oh, he is one of he is elvish god person.
He calls himself a god, but really.
No, he is not paladin or Solune, so you know.
But he seems to have had a little bit of trouble with the arch druid. The chronicle has been lost, of course. But the arch druid seems to have given Corellan a run for his money. They're sort of locked in some sort of struggle, and the Feywilds are closed, so there's no loss.
Well, it's where you're from.
I know, but it's full of elves.
But you're from the Feywilds.
I'm an elf.
Yeah, well,
Well,
that's where he came from.
I was.
Yeah.
Once I was an elf.
So you came from the Feywilds and helped stop the desolation.
I
But, it
came.
turns out, but what even is the desolation? And also, what's this got? I mean, I don't know if anyone's remembered one of the reasons we're here, but there was that girl that we're supposed to be helping.
The child in Mephistopheles' dimension, yes.
Yes, we're supposed to be going and getting her.
Well, yeah.
Have you set that up as well?
Oh no, that was a surprise to me, but it seems like it'll be a good test for you all.
More
It's
tests?
More
Well,
testing, because we haven't passed with enough flying colours so far.
I could kill you with a word. Do you think Crannis will give you the mercy that I've given you?
Do not threaten my friend. I am glad that you
Oh, no, I'm
introduced me to my
explaining.
family.
I'm
No, you listen. You do not talk over top of me. I'm strong, independent dragonborn. You will not do this to me.
You are now.
Listen, you've been nice to Blue. I am very pleased you introduced me to my family. However, I have discovered that you killed Tokaj's friends, which in a way is good because it means he made friends with us, and I loved Tokaj. He was our friend. But do not be mean to friend, because he's not good.
Can you do an intimidation check?
Oh God.
I know
AC
what
50.
Paul has just rolled, so...
Well, I got an at 20, so your shit means.
Oh
you're not
god,
gonna beat
we're
that.
probably like a plus 18.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 9.
Maybe not.
Now sit down,
I
Dragonborn.
did not stand up. Sorry, that's bad improv, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah, so you just feel you can't speak. What you see is he suddenly becomes this huge demon. I mean, he's about 3 times the size. All of you see this, and his eyes are burning. His face, it is nothing but evil and darkness. And even you are terrified. He is a terrifying thing to behold.
Grigori disappears.
Gregory disappears.
And this is why we don't raise our voices at Pops. Dad, you can turn that off now. We've got the point.
Now, I am not as powerful as Crannis. That's why I'm here. I can't leave. That old snake would have me.
Listen,
But-
Harkness. I get it. I get what's going on. You've done a lot of manipulation. I don't appreciate it. And I'm the maker of my own destiny, I'll have you know. I do what I fucking want to do. But I appreciate that you've got to do what you've got to do.
He's chuckling. Yes, you're the maker of your own destiny.
The thing is,
We could talk philosophy all day, but I think you've only got 8 days.
8 days. 8 days for what?
Well, to get to Mephistopheles' realm. I assume that's where you're all going.
Well, now that we know your kids are safe, that's kind of where we're going.
Would you like to come?
Imagine if I said no. Tony's left. No.
Well, Orianna, I'm sure you'd prefer to stay here with your children, but how about if I believe what you would like is all of your children to have a wonderful life.
Yeah.
Probably not into mania.
No.
They're quite living, aren't they, your children?
Yeah, I don't think they do. Especially not like she's human, and I know what you lot around like about humans.
There's a
around here.
beautiful island, Lycentia. It's pleasures, all that sort of thing that you humans like. I could buy you a house there, with room for all the children, and a stipend, and you'd never go hungry.
What about the ones that's still in the plug hole?
I can round them up.
What about the people who aren't kids? What about the people who are, my age or older, and I've been looking after them, they've been looking after me. I wouldn't want to see them.
You could take us, quite a few, big house I'm sure we can find for you. But what I would say is if this doesn't succeed, the plug hole will be the first to be sucked in. Everyone you will ever know will die at the hands of Crannis.
Well, to be honest, I was going to go. You guys have helped me a lot with me finding my kids. It would only be fair if I, did the same in return. And I guess I can't refuse your offer, can I? It's too good. That's all I want.
I'm not one to force anyone to do anything.
I doubt that severely.
well, I think the thing to remember.
Blue cracks on
The thing to remember is that there are people who we've lost on this journey, and if you think about it, well, knowing my father, he didn't edge all his bets on us. There have been other people, there have been other heroes equally as manipulated or moved like chess pieces, and we were the ones that stand at the end.
Don't know if that makes me feel much better, quite frankly.
No, I'm not sure how I feel about it.
But there is still a little girl who needs our help.
Yes,
Right.
and that's important.
How is she surviving there? It's intriguing, isn't it?
She speaks in Celestial.
She's not one of yours as well, is she?
Oh, no, Celestial.
That's
no,
not
thank
coming
you.
from our family bloodline. No, but she speaks in Celestial. She possibly could be a demigod from something more holy.
I thought she was dead.
Who was dead?
Maybe.
Come on, enough with the crypticness
Yeah,
now.
if you could not do the internal
Well,
monologue, if you
I-
could bring that externally and
I
actually help us, that would be
I haven't
We
good.
will
done
promise dinner as
Ah,
well. I am
dinner,
waiting for
certainly. And he claps his hands, and the skeletons appear, and they just take these cloches off. And between you and Rothgon, there is just what could be could be a cadaver. It's not entirely sure, but it is raw meat on the bone. And there is much more human food
Acceptable food.
on the other side of the table.
I mean, Ratsnick's not there. He
He's off.
wasn't paying any attention for the past few minutes. He's turned the cloche upside down with a plate on it and has been making his way to Grigori. And then Grigori disappeared, so now he doesn't know where to take the food to. So he's just in the corner, just scattering food over the floor with his upturned cloche as a bowl.
You just hear the little and
He
it just
gets-
disappear in
Yeah.
bits.
And food. Yeah. Then he's going to make his way back over to the table.
How is Ratsnick the most wholesome character?
Because he's gone insane being in this castle.
So yes, I was in a dark place, and the Hell-Diment door was still open. The dwarves failed, their god failed, and Mephistopheles was set loose upon the earth. That's why there are vampires and the undead and necromancy, and he's sort of the cause of all of these things. And
Wait, what do you mean that mech dwarves failed?
No, they weren't they weren't mech dwarves back then. They were dwarves. They were clerics. I seem to remember. They were very holy men, and I was a bit depressed. All my friends had died, and Mephistopheles sort of offered me power beyond imagining and life eternal. I thought, okay.
Was this after the desolation?
Oh yes, a few hundred years after, and then
Wait, you weren't always. Wait, so you'd lived a couple of 100 years?
I'm an elf.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yes, so
We sort of live forever, but
not quite, not enough.
Mephistopheles maybe didn't tell me all the details, and I remember I'm sort of the father of all vampires now.
Is there anyone you haven't spawned?
And now,
Joy's out.
and so yes, so we fought alongside one another for a while against the dwarves and their god, and we defeated her, but with her final dying breaths, she trapped my master in his own dimension, and I thought she was dead.
So you and Mephistopheles fought a child.
Oh no, she was a lion with wings.
Lamester.
Yes, Lamester.
Okay.
It was in the book. So the child is what's left of her?
I don't know. I'm intrigued. I don't go to I don't see Mephistopheles anymore.
So why would you
He's
set-
gone off you since you've become a crazy hermit.
Well, we've sort of. I don't know.
Why would you send us to potentially rescue what could be a god that could fight Mephistopheles? Why we're going into his realm to rescue a child? Why would you allow us and me, your son, one of many, to defy Mephistopheles?
I'm not sure we could call it defying. If he asks, we're not defying him. Well,
Oh my
I
God.
think it will be a good test. And look, I have two priorities in this world: kill Crannis, and then I'm probably done.
It's so nice that I was never one of them.
Don, do you mean like you are ready to go?
I've been alive a long time, and I was once a great hero, and not sure people see me that way anymore.
No.
But you've only got 8 days, 9 moons to get there.
What do you mean?
And with that, we'll call this episode to an end, I think.
That's a lot to unpack.
Told you.
Oh my God.
And you
I've
guys
never
at home,
written so many notes.
the guys at home have got like a week to unpack this. We've only got 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
We've got enough time to pee, to get some more alcohol, and
Last week I only wrote 3 sides of notes. I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides.
And I wrote nothing.
yeah, I was so engrossed my book didn't even open.
Granted, it's a very small notebook.
So we haven't even met Mitzi yet.
No,
Oh,
I want
gosh.
to be Mitzi so badly.
Gam.
So follow, like, subscribe.
Yeah, do all of those things. However, who's going to Birmingham Comic Con?
Me.
Well, we all are, because on Sunday morning at 11:40 on the main stage, we are doing a live show.
Isn't that where Tom Hiddleston was last year?
It's something like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Our live shows, Luke DMs them. He has a sort of very fluid story. Paul works as a moderator, so he's kind of more talking to the audience and stuff, and us four bring 2 characters along in case one dies. But also for the audience to be able to make decisions on our behalf. So it is a interactive D&D live show. You can switch our characters around, as in who we're playing. You can also just tell me and Tony you want us to switch characters. Don't do that. You can make there's I don't know what Luke's got planned. It is going to be fully improv on our mind, but there's going to be so much for you guys to do to chart the outcome of what will be chaotic, silly ridiculousness. So if you are at Birmingham Comic Con this Sunday, come see us on the main stage at 11:40.
And say hi if you see us just wandering around.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did the recap. So gang, whatever you do, go out into the world, have some nicer family reunions than the one we've just had,
It's fine, really.
and roll the damn dice.
The Han's convinced that he is dead. His hold on reality's tentative. Lox insists that the hole in his chest is actually mainly decorative. Ratsnick is back, made loads of bodaks. Is Ratsnick becoming a frenemy? We've discovered that Harkness is really a case of hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
Yes! Oh my god!
I love you, Tete.
We do love you, Ted.
Bye.
Hi. I'm just going to take a moment today to talk to you about the amazing artwork that Holly does for us at Roll the Down Dice. So if we take a look at Janaeus, I really love the sort of Greco-Roman theme going on. That's so my vibe. Or if we take a look at Rothgon, I love the attention to detail with the little tabs in his spell book, way more organised than I'll ever be. Or Lahan, who the amazing intricate tattoo work, which that is tattoo goals. So if you want to see more of Holly's work, why not head over to her Twitter or her Twitch at HollyHammerArt, or we will put a card in our description box where you can see about getting your own commission done. Do it, it's totally worth it.